Well, on to our top story that is going to be defining the news agenda again. Today, a day after former Union Finance Minister P. Chidambaram's CBI custody was extended for 4 more days, the Supreme Court will today hear the Enforcement Directorate's plea seeking his custody in a case related to money laundering. The hearing will be commencing at noon. Sources said that the lawyers of the former Union Minister will be filing a written reply today. On Monday, Chidambaram's counsel alleged that the information regarding the probe is being selectively leaked to the media. He also further added that the counter affidavit was leaked to create a media trial. Kapil Sibal claimed that the case diaries cannot be used as evidence at this stage, adding that it can only be seen by the court to keep a tab on the investigations. Remember, Chidambaram will remain in CBI custody till August 30th, during which his quizzing will continue in the INX media case. My colleagues Anisha and Munish are going to be getting you all the very latest minute-by-minute developments of everything that is happening in this particular story that is going to be defining the news agenda. First up, I'm going to go over to our legal Anisha Mathur, who's standing by. Anisha, a power-packed day indeed again in the court. What can be expected? If you could just, elucidate what transpired yesterday and what can be expected today.
Well, good morning, Chaiti. We're here outside the Supreme Court before the portals of justice are quite open for the day. But Chidambaram's legal team will be hoping that these gates of the court give them relief for the day, because remember, for the last week they have been getting setback after setback. Just on Friday, when the court had agreed to hear his petitions, there was a ray of hope. But yesterday, with the Supreme Court declining to hear his petition against the CBI arrest and hearing only the ED plea, there was a slight dimming of hopes for Mr. P. Chidambaram. But today, with the argument set to continue, they will continue to argue that the ED should not be given custody of Mr. P. Chidambaram for custodial interrogation. They have continuously been saying that all evidence in this particular case is depending on documentary evidence, which has been in ED custody for a long time. In fact, yesterday an interesting argument was raised by Kapil Sibal that the allegations that are now being raised about links to various bank accounts and money being willed to persons in Mr. Chidambaram's family has been in the public domain since 2016. So why is it that the ED is only now waking up and saying that we cannot continue investigation without Chidambaram's personal custodial interrogation? So all of this is set to continue today with Chidambaram's legal team also going to be filing their written submissions. The Enforcement Directorate, more importantly, is going to be responding to all of these arguments being raised by the defense team. The Enforcement Directorate going to continue arguing that we do need custodial interrogation. We are looking at the larger financial implications of what the ED is calling a larger financial scam created when Mr. Chidambaram was the former finance minister. So a power-packed day, as you just said, indeed, for Mr. Chidambaram, as his legal team hopes for some relief.
Anisha, not just for Mr. Chidambaram and his legal team, but of course for you and Munish as well, who are on top of this story just relentlessly ever since it broke as well. Good morning, Munish. I'm going to go straight across to Munish. Anisha was talking about the further quizzing of Mr. Chidambaram as far as this entire alleged scam is concerned. What is your sense of the events that will transpire today?
Javel, Chaiti, remember, the only relief at this point of time Mr. Chidambaram can expect is in the ED's case, and Supreme Court may be deciding that today. As far as the Enforcement Directorate is concerned, they are quite confident that the amount of evidence they have gathered against Mr. P. Chidambaram, not only in INX media case, but 6 other cases. And remember, when ED filed application, they are quite confident that the amount of evidence in all these 6 cases from various countries, various bank account in multiple countries, they are confident that they are going to convince the Supreme Court, based on which his anticipatory bail should be rejected and he should be granted into ED's custody. As far as P. Chidambaram is concerned, remember, till August 30th he will be in custody of Central Bureau of Investigation. Today he will be confronted with the former former Niti Aayog CEO in connection to the INX media case. Apart from the former Niti Aayog CEO, there are two other accused in the INX media case who have been summoned by the Central Bureau of Investigation. They will be called in the agency's office and they will be confronted with Mr. P. Chidambaram. CBI believes that at this point of time, Mr. P. Chidambaram is not very cooperative. Whenever he is asked a question about FIPB, then he says that he don't remember the rules, and when a copy of rule is given, then he read it for hours and hours, and then he is ready to reply. So they are saying that in regards to FIPB files, the questioning is over. His statement has been recorded, but he has not been very cooperative. But the statements of the then FIPB officials is the key here, because all of them have given some other statement, but P. Chidambaram is saying something else. So now they are going to rely on the confrontation, and in coming days CBI may clarify that what has exactly come out of this entire custodial interrogation. Back to you.
Absolutely, Munish. Thanks so much for breaking this down, encapsulating all that transpired, and getting our viewers a sense of what all can be expected. Because clearly, this is going to be a story that is going to be defining the news agenda even today. Thanks so much, Anisha and Munish, for joining us. For now, we're going to come back to you later.